I would say the Steel Series.
Steel Series, honestly.
Steel Series.
I'd definitely sit with the Steel Series.
By far.
Definitely the Steel Series.
If I had to pick one of these to pick up in game right now, it's going to be the Steel Series.
Gamers prefer our headsets. Find out why at steelseries.com.
So there we are again with the game and the Go Champions League. It is getting underway quite nicely. The league is starting off with a few decent matches. We had an overtime between Property and Virtus Pro yesterday on Dust 2. Virtus Pro won that match 21-19 in the end. And of course, a map that we will see today, Mirage, has been played after Dust 2. And the Swedes were not able to convince me on this map. They went down 16-7 against the Poles. So Property have lost all the recent matches on Mirage. They still want to play that map. They have picked it on the map pool, so it was their decision. And on the other side, Gamers2 picked Overpass. They played Property on that very map in the Game Agents League already, and they won 16-14. So it could have gone either way, but they won that map and they still feel confident about it. So they started with this one, and it's of course up to the 9th round to decide which team will start on the CT side and has the easiest start. But thanks to the overhaul that that Overpass has received, the whole A area has been changed, and we have a different approach to the A bomb set, which makes it easier for the terrorists to attack it, and the balance got shifted a little bit in favor of the terrorists. It's still a CT-sided map, but it's not as heavily CT-sided as it was before anymore. So we will see a best of 2. Property start on the CT side right now, as they have won the 9th round. We will see a best of 2. Many people keep asking me, what is a best of 2 about? It is basically 2 best of 1s played after each other. It is kind of giving the teams a chance to play each other twice on different maps, of course. But they have the chance. But they have the chance to get revenge. And let's see if Gamers2 can actually head into this match with a successful pistol round. They already are stacked on the B bombs, and the CTs went for quick information play on the outskirts of the A bomb set, and now they should rotate their players towards B. They should have seen that there's nobody around the A bomb set, but they still... Oh, well, basically a 3v5 situation now as Poff is down to 4 HP. He's basically dead and out of the round, but the CT's already around the A-bombs. A quick headshot by Twist onto Sparrow, and quickly Twist with another one. Then it's Innocent to get his 3rd frag of the round with a headshot onto Sandy. Schneider takes care of him, though, makes it a 2v1. But, oh, look at Minis. He's on the bird's nest already on the overlook, and Schneider now in a battle with him. Schneider goes for the defuse but fakes it only to draw the terrorist closer. He goes for the frag, but Minis dances around and the time is running out on Schneider. So are the bullets, and the bomb will blow up. Gamers2 with that pistol round on the board, but it was very close to say the least. The 1v1 couldn't get any closer. And it was kind of a misrotation by the CTs. Berg was on his way from the A bomb site back to B. He was actually jumping around in that area when he got caught by Innocent. And from that point on, Gamers2 had everything under control until Twist answered with 2 frags. And he leveled it back to a 3v. And Twist leveled it back to a 2v2/3v3 situation, and then it was the Gamers2 coming out on top. Now the terrorists, of course, with that buy round, the CTs with a reinforced save, 2 scouts and a CZ-75 still alive, but the terrorists already planted the C4 and they have a firm grip on the A bomb site. They don't want to allow the CTs to get back in there, and actually Berg gets a frag, but Rallen with the Tech 9 will put him down and make it 2-0. Gamers2 off to a good start on the terrorist side, and that's of course what they were hoping for when they started on Overpass. They know that this map is going to be close between Property and them, and they're a good terrorist performance can of course make it so much easier on the second half for the Polish side. Now 3 AKs, still the Tech 9 for Minis and the P90 for Rallen. And on the other side we have the CTs with basically no equipment and only the stock pistol. Sparrow with that first entry frag. Another surprising headshot there by Sparrow. He was standing still for a second, didn't expect that. X for Sparrow. The rest gets mopped up by Mouse and Minis. 3-0 first rifle round at hand. Now let's see what Property can do with the rifles. And the Swedes don't want to actually go for a stack, but they need to do something about the terrorist lead. They need to put their game life on the line, basically. They can't afford to be overly defensive, as they don't know if it will work out, but they can't afford to be overly aggressive on the other side either, because they don't know if it's going to work out. And now it's Twist. No, Schneider actually keeping Twist alive, but Mouse with 2 quick frags, a third frag for Mouse, then he runs out of bullets and gets killed by Sandy, but it's a 3v2 now thanks to Sandy's refrag onto Mouse. He quickly got it back to almost leveled player, but now he's down to 5 HP and the CTs are on the bomb side. Oh, Pov has a hard time taking out Innocent, but he makes it a 2v2 nonetheless. Raw Sandy with that 5 HP still manages to get 2 Minis with that shot. Rallen with the refrag. Now it's a 1v1 situation and Rallen puts down Sandy in a second and he saves the AWP as well. Gamers2 once again inching through that round with a 1v1 situation, despite their early advantage with the bomb planned and everybody in the right positions. The Poles had it under control, it looked like they had it under control, but the CTs still fought back and they almost got that round in their favor if that 1v1 just went the other way. Now Gamers2 of course work on their economy. It's not looking too good for them. It's 2-round lose streak would of course break that economy, and the CTs now on the backstab on the B bomb side. Great aggressive play by Team Property. It gets rewarded with 1 frag, but that's all they can do for now. The terrorists are actually on the move to the A bomb side. And they have 3 players over there checking it out while Mouse disposes of Sandy. It's a 3v4 now in favor of the terrorists. Oh, Mouse gets disposed of by Pov, and it's back to a 3v3. The weapon gets picked up by Pov and Berg. And with those rifles, they try to retake the bomb site. They have nothing to lose. They didn't invest anything into this round, so they can try to get as many frags as possible and maybe take home those rifles or actually win the round. But the bomb is, of course, ticking faster and faster. They don't have a defuse kit, so they save those 3 rifles. And that's actually turning the economy a little bit into the favor of the CTs. Well, not really into the favor, but it relieves them from some pressure. Saving that AWP and the 2 AKs is, of course, worth a lot for the CT squad right now. On the other side, Gamers2 getting more money. Slowly getting more money. But they get more money the more rounds they get on the board. And now they already have 5. That's already a good number for a terrorist side on overpass. Well. And the terrorists once again on the B strategy build up. Let's see what they can do over there as Sandy gets himself 2 frags on the entry to the B bomb site. 4v2 situation. The CTs kind of got the momentum with those closing frags in this anti-eco round that they almost, well, basically economically won that eco round before with 3 saved weapons, and now they are kick-started. You can really see that Team Property wants to get back into this game. Rallen and Innocent, the 2 remaining terrorists, trying to fight their way back as their teammates already got decimated. The 2 Poles are trying to make it happen for their squad, and they take their time. It's of course a safe approach. You just sneak somewhere, maybe find a CT that is going for some information or something like that. And now they are trying to catch one off guard. He realized that the door was opening. Sandy turns around, gets a frag onto Innocent. Now Rallen with that refrag, but it's a little bit too late already. 30 seconds against 3 CTs. It's going to be amazingly hard for Rallen. And he's on the hunt for more frags. He's going to the A bomb site actually, where only one CT is hanging out, but it's Schneider with that AWP and he puts him down straight away. 5-1 Property with that first round on the board, and was a much needed round for them. If they had lost that rifle round, would have been really awkward for them. Now look at the Terrorist money. They only lost one round and they bought down to 0 for 2 players and 2,500 for Innocent and 1.6 for Sparrow. And on the other side, the CTs have 7k on Schneider and Porf already. So the economy could be turned upside down right now if the CTs can string 2 rounds together. They are up against the save round by the Terrorists, depending on how many rifles or bomb plants they get. And suddenly the Swedes could be back in the game. But first they need to win this round, and they try to do that with a 4-man A bomb site stack. They leave Sandy on the B bomb site, and Schneider picks up the frag onto Minis. Good job by him opening up like that. The Terrorists are stalled in the movement. They need to reconfigure their strategy, and it's going to be Sparrow on the rotation while Schneider takes out Rallen on a long one frag that shouldn't have happened. He should have stayed back. He knew that it was an AWP. Maybe he was just looking if the AWP was still there, but it was a little bit too risky. Now the Terrorists are down 2 men, and even though they are on the B bomb site, they don't actually know how many CTs are around that bomb site, and now Schneider reinforces that. There's one coming into the back. It's going to be Twist coming in from behind. He takes out Sparrow, makes it a 2v4 now thanks to the frag of Mouse. But Schneider quickly gets himself the 3rd frag of his round, and Berg spots the last one. It's Innocent with 2 HP. The bomb on his back, 14 seconds on the clock. It most likely won't happen for the Polish player. He can as well just try to save his weapon. Even though it's not the best that you can do on the Terrorist side, he will not plant the bomb anymore. And he hides away in A long to take that rifle to the next round. 5-2 now. Still in favor of the Poles, but as I said before, Property is getting closer and closer. Turning the economy around and kickstarting their own. Demolishing the buy chances for the Terrorists. And if they keep them from planting the bomb in this one, Gamers2 might need to save another round. And that would be really hard for the Terrorists. Oh well, actually they probably don't need to save. They could force it up at least. If they take that rifle in Innocent's hands to the next round, the Terrorists will probably go for the forced buy. And the CTs now going for the information already. They have everything under control on the back of the Terrorists, but they lose control of the B bomb site. Now Berg and Twist recover that control thanks to those 2 swift kills. They get it back. Sandy was caught off guard by Minis on the sneaky approach on the B bomb site, but well, I thought that the Terrorists could get something on the board for a second, but it's just no question for Property. They lose 1, but then they know where the Terrorists are coming from and they adjust themselves accordingly. So nobody else gets taken out. Property with a good anti-eco round. Gamers2 back on the rifles. They force it up. Actually a sturdy buy by them. All the nades they need. And even though they don't have the AWP in the hands, it's still enough for them. Mouse and Minis lack a few nades. But it's alright for the Terrorist side. They can work with a limited range of nades. Property still eager to get the early information on A long, trying to find the Terrorists off guard, and Twist is actually just running around the A bomb site, widely checking every single corner, and he definitely was on fire yesterday. He's trying to do the same to Gamers2 that he did to Virtus Pro, and his rough position was compromised by that flash by his teammate, so the Terrorists must be aware that there's somebody around the A long approach. Actually, Minis is not aware of the fact that Twist was around somewhere. Quick headshot by the Swede will take out the Pole and make it a 4v5. Schneider takes out Innocent, who was lining up the grenade to open up the A bomb site, but now it's a 3v5 situation. and the rest of the terrorists need to do something quickly. They only have 30 seconds to do that. Mouse takes out Twist, but Schneider once again firing off a shot, trying to force the terrorists to retreat from the A-bombs, and now he gets himself the frag onto Mouse before taken out by Sparrow, and Pov with the refrag. Rallen tries to get the bomb planted, and he just makes it before he's being taken out by Pov. Good job by the CTs to stay in this round and not allow Gamers2 to work their way back in. As they lost 2 players, Schneider definitely put a stop to the push. He closed out a long, and that was one of the crucial frags. Rallen was then left alone. He at least put down the bomb and allowed his team to buy up in this one. And the money is getting worse and worse for Gamers2. On the other side, the CTs are feeling better and better. They go for a 4-man stack over the B bomb, so they have figured out that Gamers2 like to swing around. They went for the A bomb set, then they went for B, then they went for A again. Now they are back to B. And the CTs kind of adjust their playing style to that. Double coverage on B short. Sandy with a quick frag. Then his teammate gets caught by Minis on the retreat. Pov was trying to get back into the B bomb set, but Minis had his number. He had that angle covered, made it a 4v4, and the CTs, despite the good opening chance that they had with that peak on B short, they kind of vanished those chances again, and they still have 3 players over at the B bomb site. Schneider is one of them. He takes out Rallen, and there's the backstabber. He's coming in from behind. Nobody knows that Schneider is coming in from behind. Well, he should have been called, but nobody actually turns around to adjust his position. And Twist will put on one more terrorist in the meantime. Minis fought his way into the A-bomb set. He just snuck in there like a ninja. Nobody knew that he was around. Sandy was taken out. Now it's a 2v3, and if the CTs don't watch out, they might run into a troublesome position. Ah, Innocent just missed that frag on the rotating CT. If he caught Twist on the rotation, it would have been crucial for the outcome of this round. Now it's a 2v3 retake position, and Innocent was not planning to put the smoke where it landed. Or maybe it's a GoTV bug. I don't know if it's actually dropped down below. He wanted to cover himself, but the smoke kind of slipped through some gaps in the wood. Now Berg slipped through Innocent, who was trying to put a stop to the retake, but Minis is caught in the corner. Bad position by him to be pushed by the CTs. And, well, the bomb is ticking faster and faster, but Berg already was on the defuse, and there was no question about Property winning the 5th round and drawing this game, fighting their way back into this match. And of course, they are on the CT side. They are supposed to win this first half, and they were looking not so good at the start of the matchup, but the second rifle round finally brought them the first round and the momentum at the same time. Now Property up against 5 AKs of the terrorists, and Twist once again going for that really quick backstab movement. Nobody knows that he's around. Pov just tries to delay them, and he gets himself 2 frags into Sparrow and Mouse. They were lined up perfectly while Minis spots the barrel through the wall. He takes out Twist, and the bomb goes down. It's a 2v4. And Rallen down to 40 HP. It's unlikely that the terrorists will actually make it out on top of this round if the CTs just started to defuse the bomb and cover with kind of a meat shield or a smoke shield like they do right now. It would be impossible for the terrorists to get anything going. Rallen actually tries to keep the CTs from defusing, but it won't happen. Gamers2 went for the save almost instantly after the bomb plant. They were hiding away in this very corner over here, and of course they knew that the CTs would defuse the bomb, but it didn't necessarily matter for the terrorists. The money in the bank mattered, and those additional 2 AKs of course make it easier to buy up in this round. And the Poles can afford an AWP thanks to that save and thanks to the bomb plant, and of course thanks to the maxed out loser bonus with 6-round losing streak. They can't get more money than that. And the CTs on that roll, they have built up momentum. 15k for Schneider, 12k for Pov. And Schneider on that AWP together with Berg on the A bomb side. 3 CTs on B. And they will rotate to the A bomb side together. It looks like Property always have the right guess from that second rifle round on. They always had the right positioning. Now Schneider takes out Innocent. The AWP is already spotted. Minis takes out Berg with his scope. And now it's an AWP versus AWP battle. Schneider gets Sparrow, but still Minis around that. Minis spots Schneider. Schneider rings off that shot, and Minis just baited him to shoot and then got the better of his Swedish opponent. 2v3. The terrorists are weak. They are shut down to 54, 28 and 51 HP, and they are opposed by only one more CT inside the A bomb set. It's Pov who puts down the first. The bomb needs to be planted shortly. It's 15 seconds on the clock. The terrorists can't waste too much time anymore. Pov is just dancing around trying to delay them. He puts down the bomb planter. Rallen is not able to put it down anymore, and he gets himself the third frag as well. Property make it 7-5, but Gamers2 had a good shot at taking this round. Minis with that opening shot on the A bomb site. They should have picked up the pace, but they didn't know that that one CT was still on the A bomb site and Pov was alone over there. Otherwise, they would have swarmed him from two directions and Pov would have not have a chance in this encounter. Now Schneider doesn't leave. Minis a chance. Another one in favor of Schneider, and the CTs will make it a quick 2v4. Gamers2 is running out of options. They have tried everything they have in their bag, and it doesn't seem to work against those CTs right now. As the Swedes are still two-man up. Schneider missing that shot. It looked like it was on him, but now Schneider needs to retreat. 27 HP is not the amount of health that you want to get into a rifle battle. So Schneider switches position with his teammate. There's plenty of CTs to exchange yourself with. Schneider will probably just rotate away as Twist exchanges frags with Rallen. Double kill for the pole. It's a 2v1 now. Suddenly the Gamers2 are fighting back. And if Rallen finds himself another shot, he could open this round up again. But he's trying to get to the A-bomb set again. Yeah, my paint skills are not the best. And actually he just faked that movement by that squeaky door. Tried to make the CTs think that he's on his way to A, and it actually seems to have worked. Schneider on the rotation. Pov and Rallen will go head to head. Let's see who comes out on top of that. Rallen already on the bomb spot. Pov has a perfect angle to cover everything, and it doesn't allow Rallen to even fight back with his AK. Good positioning by Property. Pov with a perfect angle. From back here, he has the angle to cover this. Wow, what is happening to my mouse? He has this angle to cover the approach from here and from here. And whichever way Rallen would have used to get to the B bomb site, it wouldn't have happened without Pov at least noticing that there's something happening on the B bomb site. So the CTs were rightfully splitting themselves up, and they were rewarded with another round. 8-5. Gamers2 have 2 more rounds to work with to get another one on the board and make it a really good terrorist side on overpass. If they don't manage to do it and go down 10-5, they still don't necessarily have to worry about anything. As we had that quick pause, I used the chance to give you a deep look on the scoreboard. 14 frags for Schneider, 13 for Pov, 12 for Minis on the Polish side. So the fragging is a little bit more even than you could expect. Mouse now with that refrag after Schneider and Twist took out the first 2 terrorists. Sparrow is down to 10 HP, but the terrorists already on the prowl on the A bomb site. Schneider with another nade. Schneider really performing up to the expectations right now. 3 frags for him in this round, and Pov takes out Innocent to finish it off. 9-5. Gamers2 now with the last rifle round on the board. Schneider was not performing too well at the start of Virtus Pro against Property. He somehow managed to spark his aim again. And Twist needs to clean up the CT spawn. They have dropped a few too many rifles. And is he actually dropping them to the B bomb set? I have to look that up in a second. Schneider and Berg though with the opening frags. Rallen answers back, gets the bomb out of there just by an inch. And now he's caught in between the CT and his position, but he gets out of there with that smoke. 3v4 situation. I'll make it a 3v3 thanks to Mouse, but Mouse jumps into the spray of Sandy through the smoke. 2v3 again in favor of the CTs, who are in complete control of the CT half right now. Even though they allowed the terrorists to take the first 5, the Swedes are back on track and they're driving away with that scoreline. Minis and Relin working together. Minis now rings off a few shots on the B bombs. That makes it obvious that the terrorists are around that. Let's see what he's able to do with his scope. He smoked off the CTs, will delay the push one more time, and it's only 35 seconds on the clock, so it's not too much time to burn for the terrorists right now. And that flash will not do too much to Minis. He just casually retreats in case there would be a CT pushing around. Now let's see if Minis finds that frag. He does do it against Sandy. Now opens up the A bombs, and together with Rallen he will push in. Rallen checks out the one side. Minis checks the other one. And together they will try to plant the bomb. Just draw the CTs out with that fake plan. Now it's a 2v1. Minis needs to cover his teammate as Twist is moving in. Rallen gets that headshot, and a 2v3 in favor of the Polish side. 3 frags for Rallen, 1 for Minis. 9-6 in favor of the Swedes. The last round was a small benefit for Gamers2, but it did actually benefit them hugely for the second half. If they win the pistol round and don't allow the terrorists to put down the C4, they could draw the game already. And they are on the CT side. It's considered to be the easier side on overpass. So the Swedes could actually, the Poles could actually make it happen. With that very strong opener, Gamers2 got themselves 5 rounds on the board. And I thought it was looking pretty grim for Property at that point. Then somehow, the CTs somehow the Poles, the Swedes, mixing up the teams here. The Swedes got 9 rounds in a row until the Poles finally got the last round on the board for them. So 9-6. Let's see what. So it's just a quick pause because of some food issues, I think. And yeah, the German shoutcaster just asked if they really have a break for food. We hope they are not, and it would be ridiculous to have that kind of a break. I would understand if somebody has some body issues, so he needs to go to the toilet really, really quick, or otherwise something really unfortunate would happen at his place. But yeah, okay. Innocent says it. They are not eating, so we are ready to go for the second half between Property and Gamers2. Let's see if the Poles can actually keep on turning the momentum around. They did it in the last round already of this first half, at least. And now they are up against the pistols of the terrorists from Sweden. And the Swedish squad is headed towards the B bombs it with a vicious push, but they are encountered by the CTs. Oh, look at that! 3 frags for Pov with that pistol. Great job by him, turning that momentum into the terrorist favor early on. And another one by Twist will surely seal the deal. Schneider comes in to the back of Mouse and makes it 10-6. Really good piss round. Good idea by Gamers2 to send 3 players to be short and check that out over there. But sadly for them, there was a Glock train headed towards that direction. And they were on the receiving end of Pov, who got himself 3 pistol frags. Now Property with a Galil, an Uzi and a P90 to start off into the second half. And on the other side we have Gamers2 with 5.7s across the board, except for Mouse, who has a P250. I mean, he's down below. He gets himself the frag, then gets shut down by Schneider, but the damage is dealt already. At least some economical damage dealt to the terrorists. That's what the CTs were looking for in this round, as they have 3 men over at the A-bomb site. They have Mouse over here, and the terrorists actually on verge of the B-bomb site, attacking it from every direction. The CTs are not around somewhere. They probably pick up the action just as the bomb gets planted or as the first smoke drops, and there is the rotation by the CT squad. Property will plant the C4, no question about that, and now it's up to the terrorists to close out the CTs on the rotation. Rallen with 2 kills through the smoke makes it a 3v2 in favor of the CTs on that safe round. It could get risky, especially as that Schneider spray was completely messed up with that AK. He goes down to Mouse, now it's a 1v3, and even though Berg got 1 back, it's done and out for him. Rallen with the kill, and Muniz laughs at Schneider. And Schneider is aware of the fact that he completely messed up his spray. And that was the crucial frag that went into the favor of the CTs that retook the bomb site in this 3rd round. Good job by Gamers2 to in the 2nd round. I'm sorry for that. As Gamers2 turn the momentum around, they lose a pistol round on the 2nd half, but now they are on rifles thanks to the amazingly bad spray by Schneider in the B bomb site. So Tech 9s across the board for the terrorists. It's still a very heavily contested round though. The terrorists could actually make something happen with that pistol in their hands. Now Schneider spots himself the first target. He gets that frag against Muniz. This time it's a pistol against Muniz's rifle, and it's Schneider to come out on top as Mouse puts him down. It's back to a 4v4. But the terrorists have dealt the damage to the A-bombs, so they have forced the CTs to rotate players around. And now the terrorists on the take. As Twist gets 1 more, the CTs are all around the A-bomb site and not actually a shot at winning that round. Property had the first frag in the back, but the CTs had everything under control with their fast rotation. Didn't allow the Swedes to get more frags than 2. And now Gamers2 get closer with 2 rounds between them and their opponents. They are looking better and better, even though they already look quite good with a 9-6 scoreline on the first half. They gave away the pistol to the Swedes, and that questioned their performance. But thanks to winning the 2nd round in the 2nd half, they are back on track. And Muniz makes it look even better with his 2 pistol frags. Now Mouse with 1. In the meantime, Sparrow with 1 as well onto Pov. And Muniz actually gets his 3rd frag with the 5-7 in his hand, putting a stop to the terrorist rotation movement in underpass. 10-9 now. Property on the rifles. AWP for Twist. Let's see what he can do against the AWP of Muniz. We had Schneider against Muniz in the first half. Now we will see Twist wield the AWP for the Swedes. And once again, Property on a very fast speed push. They had a good spawn. They figured it could be advantageous for them to push there, but Pov with a nice frag onto Innocent, getting the opener frag. Sparrow then puts down Sandy, and in a second, Rallen and Sparrow fight their way back into the round. Sparrow with even another one, bending that bullet around the pillar. Looking really good now for Gamers2 with those 3 kills courtesy of Sparrow. 1v3, Twist with its scope all alone inside the tunnels. Was just on the lookout, trying to find a CT in an off angle, trying to get that cheeky frag that might open up the bomb site for him, but the CTs have the C4 under control, of course. And Twist just tries to get a frag out of there with those 30 seconds on the clock. But he looks the wrong direction against Mouse, and Gamers2 will draw the game at 10 each. The Poles now definitely in the driving seat, especially as Property needs to save right now. It's looking very good for the Poles. So once again, be attacked by Property. This time they only have pistols, even though they have 2 Tech 9. Sparrow, once again with 3-4 frags in a second, demolishing the terrorist, advances to the B bomb site. Innocent goes for the shots, and actually it is Minis to get the kill. Innocent showed off how to play the wall. Hop on, adjust your aim. Hop on, adjust your aim. And he did do the damage, but he didn't get the frag. Minis robbed it from his teammate. 11-10 Gamers2 win the lead. And now it's Property's time with those 2 AWPs. They tried to go for a weird setup here. Schneider on the quick push into underpass. On the other side we have Twist on a long. And they won't see any action whatsoever. The CT is very defensively set up right now, with 2 men over here at a short and Rallen in the back to support him. And 2 players over at the B bombs are just holding their angles over there. Property walking forward into A. They check all those angles together. And it's Berg to face off the first opposition. Mouse gets a kill. And the CT is on a quick retreat. The smoke is already there. Good team play by Gamers2 to get that frag and then smoke themselves out of that precarious situation. And don't allow Property to get the refrag. Now the CTs can work their number advantage. They can use 1 player to stir up some terrorists and have them wander a little bit. And it's Minis close by with that AWP in the toilets. And he will get that frag and a second one onto Pov. Great job by Minis. 2v5 situation. Sandy and Twist, the last man standing on a long. They tried to retreat to save the weapons with 20 seconds on the clock. They figure there is no chance to win this round anymore. And well, Twist will be the first line of defense. Sandy, of course, well, actually, they should go for a different setup, in my opinion, but Twist has the long range advantage with the scope in his hand, so they position him in front of Sandy. And Sandy just gets the closer angle. 12-10 nonetheless. Property saves 2 weapons, and they buy up for the rest of the squad. Of course, they don't want to allow Gamers2 to get any more rounds on the board. It would be a 13-10 scoreline, and it would be awful close to a match point for the Poles. That's what Property tries to prevent at the moment. The CTs with that aggressive play on the A bomb side, however, force the terrorists to stall their movement and completely reset their strategy, recapture all that space that the CTs have gained already. And it is Twist to inch forward, goes down to Minis. Good shot, even though Twist spotted him earlier. It was Minis who got off on the better end. 5v4 now in favor of the CTs. And Gamers2 still have 2 players around A to... Oh, look at Minis just putting down Sandy there. Very swift and easy looking frag by the Polish scope. Looking very strong right now. He's definitely picking up the pace. And he gets himself another one onto Schneider. Just hit scanning everything. Berg and Pov on the B bomb side with the bomb on their back. But they need to overcome 2 more CTs. And Innocent takes his chance with the smoke. He kind of tried to throw off his opponent, and it worked. And Sparrow with another AWP onto Berg. 13-10. Gamers2 looked very good. They won every round in this half except for 1. And that's quite an achievement if you consider the first half went 5-0 after the pistol round, and look at what Property was able to do with their pistol round win. Not more than 1 round for them. Now they are on 5 rifles, and once again they are going for the B bomb site. Sparrow with 2 quick frags. Then it's Pov to answer back, but Sparrow is still in the same position. He puts down Twist. He gets himself another frag onto Pov, and he aces them with the AWP in an anti-rifle round. Great performance by Sparrow from the barrels in the B bomb site. Nobody would have expected him to pick up 5 frags in the situation. Property was not able to overwhelm him or get rid of the support that Sparrow had around. Really good performance by Gamers2 now. It really looks like they have picked up the pace and like they are fired up right now after that kind of silence time when the CTs won 9 rounds on the first half. Mini is now with the first, Mouse with the first, but he quickly gets pushed in the back by Sandy. It might be the second last round if Property can't manage to win it right now. They're running out of time and they know that. Twist is coming in with a headshot, but Rallen quickly puts down Twist and Berg. Very nice fragging there on the A bomb site. Slowing down the terrorist push a little bit and keeping Pop and Sandy at bay just for a second longer. But the reinforcement is not there in time. Sparrow already there, but he was still on the rotation towards the bank and he wasted so much time that the terrorists were actually able to put down the bomb and get into position for this retake. Sparrow now with that frag, but Sandy comes out of cover and takes him out. Easy frag for him. 11-14, Property win a round when it's most needed for them. If Gamers2 had made it 15-10, they had 5 match points, and I think they should have been able to grind 1 round out of the remaining 5 rounds. Now Property still in the game. They can still win it if they win all the remaining rounds in this half. But I think overtime is the best that they could hope for. And let's see if they can break the CT's economy with a winning streak. 2 AWPs for Minis and Sparrows, so a big investment for the CTs. And if they don't manage to save a single gun, it could turn out to be the wrong call for Gamers2. On the other side, they feel very confident right now, and they probably don't think that they could use they could lose another round to Property. The CTs with a 3-man stack. On the other side we have the terrorists with 4 in front of the A bomb site, and Schneider is hanging around at B just to keep the CTs busy over there and keep them from rotating too fast. But Schneider walks into Sparrow's crosshair, gets put down for that. The CTs on the information. Minis picks up 1 and the information that the terrorists are actually coming to the A bomb site. Mouse is there dancing around the corner, gets taken out by Twist. However, 2v3 situation. The bomb gets planted as well. The CT's on a lengthy rotation from the B bomb site, and Gamers2 need to make it happen in a 3v2. Twist is now cramped into that corner. He can't really move out from that corner anymore, and he gets caught by Rallen. Good team play by the CTs to actually think of that boost in that sort of situation. Good play by them. They were standing behind that and boosting Rallen up to get the frag onto Twist, who was in that very corner. So Gamers2 with the match point, and 4 of them against Property, who are facing the first loss today in the best of 2 series. The second map will be Mirage. It was picked by Property, and the Swedes did not have the best results on that map in the past. So let's see if they can actually win Mirage when we get to see it. But maybe they can draw this game right now. Doesn't look too good at the start. They're Rallen and Mouse with 2 frags already on the A bomb site. The CTs now shuffle their players around, looking for some more. Terrorist Schneider with a swift kill onto Minis. Opens up the A bomb site again for the terrorists. But of course, the CTs once again rotated their players over there, and the terrorists need to kind of figure out where the weakness is right now. Innocent is certainly not the weakness, as he gets a frag onto Berg, makes it a 2v3. And a bomb is dropped over at the A bomb site. Schneider is still on B, and there's nobody around. Actually, the CTs have Rallen to come in with the backstab onto Sandy. And if Sandy doesn't turn around in the right moment, he will be shot in the back between his eyes. And there it is, headshot for Rallen, easy frag, 1v3. Schneider is the last man between Gamers2 and the first win today. Schneider will need to hurry up, 25 seconds on the clock. He needs to make steps, and that's when the CTs can adjust their positions And he's wasting even more time by sneaking now. Of course, there's no other choice. If he didn't sneak, the CTs would know where he's at. Now he has the advantage of surprise, but he doesn't use it. Sparrow gets the kill, and Sparrow will be the top fragger as well with 24 frags. So this was the first map between Property and Gamers2. We will move on to Mirage, and thanks to Dreams Media C-Series and Twitch for sponsoring this tournament. $30,000 up for grabs.
Rap is all I have, so I stay up in the lab.